This is TechCrunch. Archon Biosciences, a biotech startup putting AI to work designing novel biomolecules, has just emerged from stealth with an impressive $20 million in seed funding. The company aims to supercharge antibody treatments using specially designed protein cages that multiply their effects, opening up new opportunities in drug development. This is the first company to be spun out of Baker Lab, the University of Washington research outfit overseen by pioneering computational biologist and recent Nobel Prize winner David Baker. His team's work on generative protein design using AI and other means have been foundational in the fast-evolving industry, and Archon is taking a specific aspect of it to market. One shortcoming of antibody treatments and research into effective treatments is that, like all molecular biology, the process depends a bit on chance. It's difficult to control how much an antibody or protein actually binds to its target on a cell or other surface. What Archon's antibody cages, or ABCs, do, as documented in a paper published in Science, which can be found in a link embedded in the text version of this article, is offer a scaffold for modifying and multiplying their effectiveness. A free-floating antibody may have only a small chance of binding to a target protein, but if you were to stick a dozen of them together in a big dodecahedron, that significantly and perhaps profoundly improves that chance. This may be the difference between being able to tell if a medication works or not. There are many high-profile cases where we understand not only a target's biology, but also why past attempts to drug the target have failed in the clinic. These key disease levers are at our fingertips, but we lack the tools to safely and effectively engage them, explained James Lazarovitz, co-founder and CEO of Archon, in a press release. We have developed a proprietary protein design platform coupled with rapid in-house manufacturing and testing to revolutionize how biologics are developed. The startup's protein design platform uses the generative protein creation and simulation tools created at and licensed from Baker Lab, and the resulting ABCs could have a variety of effects. And they don't need any exotic manufacturing methods. If you can produce proteins and antibodies at scale, you can probably make ABCs too. The $20 million round was led by Madrona Ventures with participation from Dumac Inc., Sasin Ventures, WRF Capital, PAC Ventures, Alexandria Venture Investments, and Cornucopian Capital. It comes on top of some $7 million in grants from a number of institutes and government agencies. Archon is, like UW and Baker Lab, based in Seattle. TechCrunch will be visiting soon to learn and share more about this promising spin-out. Smartphones and navigation apps have become second nature these days, but for those with blindness and low vision, it's not quite so convenient. Haptic has been building a non-visual, non-verbal way of telling people where to go, and they've decided it's time to scale up and take it global. Haptic presented on stage today as part of the startup battlefield at TechCrunch Disrupt 2024, showing their progress from concept to prototype to platform. The company got started in 2017 when, after a friend lost their sight in an accident, a group of colleagues began looking into ways someone could navigate without using visual or auditory cues. Though there are plenty of screen reading options and spoken directions in apps, these options aren't always convenient or practical. But as co-founder and head of business Enzo Caruso pointed out, there are other interfaces we could be using. Touch, for instance. Why not receive info in a more robust, intuitive, and accessible way? Everyone can understand the sensation of touch. It's global, it's worldwide, it's universal, he said. The advance Haptic has made and patented, Caruso noted, is a way of using vibration and other tactile sensations to communicate the simple, intuitive idea that the user is going in the right direction. Your device will send a steady pulse when you're on track, then quicken or intensify if you veer off course. They call it a haptic corridor. Though it's hard to imagine, they say it's intuitive enough to get after just a few seconds. The advantages of the approach are plentiful. It works in any language, requires no special hardware, and can be used to direct someone down a crowded city sidewalk, an open landscape, or even inside a building, though that part is still in development. Originally, this haptic corridor was communicated through a wearable of their own, but since then, the company has embraced the progress made in the market. Technology advances while you're advancing, and smartwatches got better. So, do you want to be in competition with the Googles and Apples out there, or do you want to have them as allies? You can take your SDK from thousands of users to billions of users, said Caruso. CEO and co-founder Kevin Yu explained that this year marked the company's change in focus from proving out the product to putting it in as many hands as possible. A partnership with the likes of Google or Uber would certainly go a long way toward doing that. Imagine, he said, not having to even take your phone out of your pocket to walk straight to your Uber at the airport, or finding your way through a crowded venue by the pulse of your smartwatch. Anyone might find that useful, in addition to people with vision impairments for whom it may be an everyday navigation tool. There is a link embedded in the text version of this article, which is a video of one user, James, getting around his neighborhood with the help of the app. Google and Apple, telecoms, Uber, governments, all of this is coming together into a common ground, said Yu. With the capabilities of today's smartwatches and phones, combined with a new software focus at Haptic on hyper-accurate location, they hope to introduce indoor navigation and integration with other services. Haptic currently partners with Waymap, Cooley, WID, and Infinite Access, and are in talks with many more. They just landed a $1 million contract with Ira, an app that allows people with vision impairments to get live assistance from a sighted helper via their phone. The haptic navigation would reduce the need for that assistant to give step-by-step directions, instead just dropping pins on a map or providing other services. This, and not monetizing their own app, is how they intend to make money, Yu emphasized. We have a free app available to the world, live in 31 countries right now, and we have the licensing and integration model. That's the business. The company is mid-raise and hoping to close a funding round that will let them pursue bigger partners, the Ubers and T-Mobiles of the world, in earnest. That's all for now. For more stories like this one, visit TechCrunch.com.